you wrote in your book, Tuesday, March 16th, 2010, was the day I understood exactly how much I'd been given. It was also the day I learned what it was like to lose everything. You get the call that morning from Sandy's publicist.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know. That whole thing, it just ended bad, and it was like I made mistakes and did stuff that I shouldn't have. I handled the situation not the way I should have. And you know what? I got divorced and lost a kid I adopted because of it. So, you know.
What was the hardest part of the whole situation for you?
I think losing my son that I adopted. So, for sure. You know, not being able to see him and see him grow up and all that stuff. And whether that's fair, whether I should have lost a kid due to infidelity, which I don't think anybody ever does, but I think with Hollywood law, that's totally fair. So,
how do you handle a situation like that with your kids?
Well, it was obviously emotional time for the older kids and stuff. They didn't have a real close relationship with her. So, but you know, I just told them the truth. You know, I didn't try to pull any punches, or just told them what I did and what happened, and told them what, you know, and was truthful with them, which, you know, was painful for everybody. I think everybody was more, the painful part was about Lewis, who we adopted. You know, that was the tough part for everyone, you know, but we toughed it out in California, and then we just picked up and moved. You know what, this place isn't for us anymore. You know, there's like 60 paparazzi sitting in front of my house for 6 months.
And how severe did that get?
It was pretty bad. I beat the shit out of a bunch of them.
Really?
Yep.
What'd you do?
Just wait till the night, till they didn't see me coming, and like, you know, or run their cars off the road. You know, it's fair game. They're trying to make my life miserable and make money off of it, so I should be entitled to do the same. You just got to be sneaky about it so you don't get sued.
What you learned from going through that whole experience, that, you know, that time of your life when, for a period, I mean, you were the poster boy for everything you didn't want to be.
Well, it's...
At least in the media.
The media stuff is just business. That's nothing personal. They can call me a Nazi and a racist and an adulterer and a horrible father and all this stuff, but that's just a money-making business. The worse things they say about me and the worse headline, the more magazines they sell. And it's not just me, it's whoever. The part that I learned is like, you can't make a change in your life and change the person you are, because like you know, I quit drinking right after I came on TV and like really made an effort to change, but I'm still hanging out in a geographic location, which is like where I got in trouble, where like my gangster gangbanger friends all live, where we all grew up, where we all stole stuff, and where there's like a bunch of stripper hood rats coming by the shop and stuff all the time. And so how can I make myself a better person and expect to like be a husband and make the right decisions when I'm constantly surrounded by that negative influence, you know? And like, you know, in that whole situation, I should have just left. But you know what? I mean, as bad as stuff was between us, we adopted a kid and things got kind of good for a little while. And we had that kid to focus on, and then boom, it was over. In 24 hours, gone, done. You know, so in the relationship part, I was able to like kind of put out, you know, okay, it's over. I messed up really bad on a global scale, and everybody knows it. And I had to stand up in front of media and take full account for what I did. And I took it all, man, all. I told the truth, held myself accountable for what I did wrong, and took 100% of it right on the chin. You know, and nobody does that. Everybody denies it. All the publicists, everybody I talk to, like, oh, do you want me to deny it? You're like, this isn't true, is it? You know, everybody's ready for a denial. And like, hey, you know, I don't care about them, and I don't care about perception. I care about myself and what you know, what's going to make it better. And, you know, I think, and then look at where I am now. Would I be in the same place if I just denied it and tried to save face?
To what extent do you think the perception was fair?
Fair. What does fair mean? I think the adultery part was totally fair because I made big mistakes and did stuff I shouldn't have, and so I deserved what I had coming. I think the whole Nazi part of it wasn't fair. You know, I think that was like, and I think it was fueled by her and her publicist. They could have like, they knew that stuff wasn't true, and they like, you know, someone had sold that picture to Us Magazine, and so obviously I'm joking, you know, and
But you think they had involvement in that?
well, they didn't try to like, because they asked them like, hey, is Jesse a Nazi? Like, is it true he's part of the Nazi party? Like, or some like that. And her exact quote to like Us Magazine was, "That's not the man I married." I'm like, oh God. So it just like poured gasoline on it and made it erupt. And it's like, that stuff kind of hurts me because, man, I grew up in like an all black neighborhood, and like, you know, we adopted a black son, you know, like,
Right.
and like, not because he was black. My requirement for the adoption was like, hey, I want the kid that needs us the most. I don't know. That stuff, I think, going back to the fairness of it, that stuff was unfair.
For more clips from this interview, visit GrahamBensinger.com.